All right, cash flow is freedom. And real estate, everything is about cash flow. The more cash flow you can get, the faster you can retire rich and live out your dreams. In this video, I'm gonna talk to you about how to generate cash flow in real estate. All right, so first I'm gonna tell you what not to do, and then I'm gonna tell you how to generate tons of massive passive cash flow in real estate. And by the end of this video, you're gonna retire rich and go live your dreams. All right, so 2015, this is me telling you what not to do. So in my situation, and this is just my opinion, by the way, I had a total of 9 doors in 2015. All these doors, there's constantly something breaking, a tenant always calling, the toilet's exploding at midnight. I had 9 doors and I wasn't cash flowing anything. Yes, I had a crazy gross amount of money coming in every single month, but my rents were just a little bit higher than my mortgage payment each month. And here's something that happens in rental properties. Something usually breaks every 6 or 8 months. I can guarantee you that, but you're just got to plan on those things breaking. But when my mortgage payment's $1,000 and I'm collecting $1,200 a month, that only gives me $200 a month for something to break. So multiply that by 10 months, 200 times 10 months is $2,000. Well, the average septic system is about $3,900, and that's just for a simple repair. I just put a roof on a house that cost me $24,000. Imagine if I have to put a $24,000 roof on a rental that's only getting me $200 a month in net passive cash flow. Do the math. You're gonna be behind for many years. But let's talk about mortgage payoff, or mortgage pay down, I should say. Each month you actually have some going towards principal. Now, as that mortgage gets older, as you're in that mortgage for longer, more goes towards principal pay down. But for the first 5 to 7 years, it's pretty much interest only. And the banks are smart. They set this up in a way because they know that people move or refinance on average every 5 to 7 years. So the first part is pretty much interest only. So just remember that when you go to refinance. I don't care what rates are doing, don't refinance. Keep that mortgage and just keep paying it down. Next is appreciation. As you have this building longer, it should appreciate each year. And as inflation goes even more rapid in this country, we've had 7% inflation this year. That makes real estate go even higher, especially with the low interest rates we've got right now. And then the last thing I want to talk about is depreciation. That's a tax write-off, basically. It allows you to write the building off for about 27 years, and it allows you to write things like carpet and refrigerators and improvements, certain improvements that deteriorate within 1 year. It's called rapid depreciation, and this will save you a fortune on your taxes each year, because you're doing what the IRS, you're doing what the government wants you to do, and that's providing housing, providing rentals. So 3 benefits there: mortgage pay down, appreciation, and depreciation for your tax write-off. Let's just say you're a doctor, you're an attorney, you're a dentist, you earn a high wage, or let's just say you're a military guy just like me. By having real estate rental, real estate allows you to write off a lot of your income, and you virtually pay hardly any money in taxes. I started buying rentals in 2007, and then ultimately I wholesaled a couple properties to pay off some debt, help me pay off some student loans, and for some college courses, and then I got a little bit behind in some debt on some of my rentals. But ultimately, all these things allowed me to stumble onto the holy grail of massive passive cash flow, and that is through land. Let me tell you a little bit about land. No one is doing it. There is virtually no competition. You might say, well, Brent, there's a reason why no one's doing it. Well, let me tell you why no one's doing it. Because they have no clue how to make money on it. You yourself have probably driven by land in the last couple of weeks and you haven't even looked at it because there's no apartment complex on it. There's no house to rent out or storage units or buildings on it to rent and make money. But let me tell you the way I'm making money in land. And that is buying it at a crazy, massive discount and turning around and seller financing this land to someone and getting a down payment large enough to cover my purchase price, and then getting monthly payments for 30-year mortgage. Kind of like the bank set it up. For the first 5 to 7 years is interest only. So I'm sometimes paid 10, 12, 14 times a day. And I've done this 114 times. I've done over 312 land transactions, but that's allowed me to build a massive passive cash flow. And I say passive, what does that mean? That is not me going out to work every day. This is automatic money coming into my bank account every single month. You might have heard the old timers talking about mailbox money. Well, this is bank account money. It goes directly in my bank account. I'm not going to the mailbox and then going to the bank. I skip that completely. It automatically goes inside my bank account. So let me tell you the 5 reasons why I love making a serious cash flow with land. 1, it gives me financial freedom that I never ever thought was possible. 2, time freedom. I told you I'm paid 114 times a month from land. That gives me time freedom to go and spend time taking my son to the lake to go fishing, spending time with my wife on a random Wednesday while the kids are at school. That is the ultimate time freedom. When I was in the military, I worked 40, 60, 80-hour weeks. I don't have to do that anymore because the land business has given me time freedom. Number 3, geography freedom. My main business is in Colorado. We just moved to Florida to enjoy the sunshine and our parents and having babysitters and friends and family all around us. So that allowed me to use geography freedom. Number 4, it's super simple. There's no roofs to repair. There's no foundations to fix. And I'm not getting plumbing phone calls at midnight anymore from tenants that have flushed a sock down the toilet. And number 5, I already mentioned it, but there's virtually no competition, and I told you why there's virtually no competition, because we all drive by land every single day and we have no idea how to make money with it. You see the land for sale sign. I'm seeing land for sale signs everywhere now, and now that I put that in your mind, you're going to start seeing these things. But there's a reason why they're not selling their land. It's because they're not offering seller financing. They're asking for cash. So all these landowners are willing to sell if you tell them, hey, I can give you a cash price. And think about it, they've had their land on the market for almost 2 years now, no offers or lowball offers. Eventually they're going to start thinking, well, maybe that's what it's worth, and give you that deeply discounted price. And then you can turn around and sell that thing for, $2,500 down and $400 a month. And that's how you build your cash flow. All right, so I want to tell you a story about my first few land deals, my first 3 land deals, and just show you how you've got the ability to get started in doing this yourself as well. So I was in the military, and I was actually working crazy hours, and I kind of stumbled on land. I really did. We had just had our first baby, and I was spending all this money on housing and diapers and whatnot. I want to share this story, but before I do, I definitely need you to subscribe to this channel. While I'm talking here, I'm not going to take you away from the video. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button right now. All right, let's talk about the first land deal. The first land deal. I was actually mailing a list called the tax delinquent list. And this is a list of people not paying their taxes on their raw land. And I mailed them a postcard. And I'm gonna give you this exact postcard I used as a free gift, but you gotta stick with me till the end. But I mailed this postcard, and I mailed 687 of them. And out of all 687 of them, my phone probably rang 20 or 30 times. And the first land deal, the guy literally gave me the price that he would sell me the land for. And you won't even believe it, what he actually said he would sell it for. $285. I don't know where he got that number, but the land was not buildable. Like, he knew the land was not buildable. He'd been paying the taxes all these years, and this guy was no dummy. He was a retired CPA, a certified public accountant, just ready to get this thing off of his books. I said, sure, I'll buy it for $285. I had no clue what I was buying. I drove to it, and I looked at it. I was like, this land's beautiful. I can't believe it's not buildable. I didn't understand why it wasn't buildable. I was still kind of new to it. It was early 2016. So I called the real estate office, and I asked the real estate agent, I was like, what's the blowout price? I want to get rid of this place quick if I buy it. I don't want to get stuck with it. She said, I don't know about the blowout price, but I think it's worth about $10,000. She was very familiar with the land. And you heard me right. I'm buying it for $285. I could sell it for $10,000. Well, I thanked her for her time. I said, I'll give her a call back later. And 5 minutes later, she's calling me back. She wanted to make an offer on the land. I said, absolutely, sure. What are you offering? She said $5,000. I was like, great, when can you close? She said, Wednesday. Well, it's Saturday. I said, you mean 4 days from now? Wednesday, 4 days from now? She said, yes. I said, please send me the contract. So I called my seller back. I said, hey, can I meet you on Tuesday and pay you for the land? So I did. I got the deed from him, brought it to the title company, and that realtor bought the land on Wednesday. They opened title policy in 4 days. Like, they jumped through hoops, got it closed. But in 4 days, I get a $5,000 check. Let me tell you, I am now hooked. I talked to land seller number 2. This lady was willing to take $500 for another non-buildable piece of land. What I thought I was mailing was a vacant land list that was tax delinquent. It turned out to be such inefficient land, the land that no one even wanted to buy the tax liens on. So these people were paying the taxes for all these years and just stopped. They were done with it. So this land was so inefficient, most of it was unbuildable, not accessible, you name it, there was problems with the land. So these people were willing to sell it to me for crazy prices. And what I would do, I wouldn't buy it until I'd have a buyer. So let me tell you land deal number 2, $500 for 4 acres. I put this thing on Craigslist for $500 down and $400 a month for 11 months. So let's do the math real quick. So I'm getting $400 times 10, that's 4,000, plus that's another 400. So 11 months of $400 makes $4,400 plus $500 down payment. So I technically sold that land for $4,900. I probably could have sold it for way more, but I was just experimenting. I was still testing this model out. I didn't even know if it would work. I had a buyer within 2 days. I had to rush to meet the seller to get the deed to give her the $500 so I can get this guy's $500 down. And that's where I had my first cash flowing note. That's $400 a month for 11 months. I was profitable on month 1. So you too can do this as well. So my name is Brent Bowers. I've done over 310 of these land deals. If you're interested in finding out if this system works for you, or if you want to schedule a phone call, head on over to thelandsharks.com and then schedule that call, and I'd be honored to see if this fits your criteria, if it fits your goals, see what you're looking to do, and I'd be honored to coach you.